And we're back, and this time I'm going to show you how to create a multi-tier banner in Adobe Illustrator. Under view I've got the smart guides and snap to point activated, and I use the rectangle tool. Let me align it to the center and I'll swap the colors. So I've got a black stroke, no fill. Let me add a fill, something like this, and I increase the stroke weight. So that's the first element. I'll put some text on top. Let me just call that multiple tier banner. So I'm going to create 3 of those. Let me size up the text. I'll hold shift when I do that. That's a bit too big. Again, I'll hold shift when I size it down. Let me select it all, then I drag it downwards and I hold Alt. Then I press Ctrl D and I've got 3 elements. Let me change the text with the type tool. I press T for that. You can see I've got it aligned to the center. Now drag a copy out of the rectangle, so use the selection tool and hold Alt for that. Then press A for the direct selection tool, select 2 anchor points on each side. When I press Ctrl Y you can see where I put it. I'll press Ctrl Y again to return to the normal view. The other 2, once again the direct selection tool is used. These 2 need to be positioned at the bottom, and I need to rearrange that. So make sure it's selected, right click, arrange, send to back. You can see the anchor points, we've got a little problem there. Select it, then open your stroke menu and make it a round join, and that solves the problem. Drag a copy out of it again with the selection tool and hold Alt. When you think that's a little bit too much space in between, don't just transform it. Sadly, you need to go back and redo all of that. So make sure that your position, so the initial one, is what you want to have. So that looks fine. I'm going to use that and I repeat it again. So selection tool, drag a copy out of it, holding Alt. Let me change the fill color, press A for the direct selection tool, reposition both sides with the anchor points. Then right click, arrange, send to back. Drag a copy out of it with the selection tool, press V for that, hold Alt when you drag it, and you've got your copy. You can add kind of like an indent, which is often used when it comes to these banners. Just use the add anchor point tool for that. And let me add anchor points to the center position on the top and the bottom. I'll create 2 more to show you another thing later on. And now use the direct selection tool, select 1 anchor point and drag it to the inside. Do that at the bottom as well. If you don't want to do that by hand, you can just delete the bottom one, drag a copy out of the top one, place it at the bottom. Then right click, transform, reflect. Let me move that downwards so that you can see it. So right click, transform, reflect. Now preview, you want to have vertical. Just click on OK. So that's the way to make sure that both of these indents have the same values. And if you want to create the indents where the shape in the back, so the orange one here, is attached, you will have to add an anchor point there as well. And you need to reposition that with the direct selection tool once more to create this effect. So if you want to have that, let me press Ctrl Z. I want to keep the one that we initially had. And we can add another effect. Let me reposition the text slightly. We want to now warp it. You can select it all, use the effect panel for warp, and you can see it doesn't create perfect results. So that's not what we want. Instead, just select the red rectangles with a shift click, go to effect and then warp only that. You can also warp the text if you use an extreme effect like arc, that looks better. but I want to use flag, and for flag it's okay if the text is not warped. Don't go too high nor too low. It depends on the canvas size that you use, what's appropriate. In this case, around 10 to 15% should be fine. Let me go down to around 10. That's okay. And this is how you can create these multiple tier banners in Adobe Illustrator. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.